Hello guys, welcome to my channel. So we are going to sew this simple straight dress. Okay, so if you're watching me and you have not yet subscribed, consider subscribing, like and share this video. So this dress, we are using the hip measurement, which is the bigger part of the body, and it's 48. So 48, we are going to divide it into 4, and that's going to be 12. This is back. This is for the back. I folded it into 2. Okay, so I have 16, so 12 here. Then I have, you can add about 2 to 3 inches to 8. This is 16, it's okay. And so I have the same thing for the front part, and the front part has extra one, like for button allowance or zip allowance. So what I have here is 4 inches. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the back one aside, and then the front parts I'm going to divide it into 2, but it's not going to be equal parts. One part is going to be bigger than the other part, so it's going to be bigger than it by 2 inches. Do you get it? So you see, this has been reduced by 2 inches and this has been increased by 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to divide it into 2 here. Do you get it? Okay. And so before I divide it, I'm going to measure the 2 inches here, and then I'll hold it with pins straight to the down. I'll place the tape measure here and mark 2 inches here and hold it down. Okay guys, so here is it. I've placed the back part on it, so I've divided this side also into 2. Okay, so the length of the dress is going to be 40, and so I have a length of 43 of the fabric. I will use lining to pull the down in about 2.5 inches. Then the 1/2 inch will take care of joining of the shoulder. Okay, so I'm going to place the measurement on it. So this is where the neckline is going to be. So I'm going to place a back measurement. I'm going to make a back of 18. So this is 18. Then I'm going to add 1/2 into it for sleeve. So 9.5. 18 divided by 2 is going to be 9. So I've added 0.5 to it. Okay, so this is where the back is. Okay, so I'm going to have a neck width of 3.5, and then a neck deep. The front neck deep, the back neck deep is going to be 2 inches, and then the front neck is going to be 5 inches. So I'll place this here and join it to the neck width. And then place it here, the back, and join it to the neck width also. So I'm going to come here and measure shoulder to bust. The shoulder to bust, you're going to have 12 inches here. I'll mark the same thing also here, 12 inches. And then I have a shoulder to waist. I'm going to make it 17, but I'll add 1/2 inch to it and make it 17.5. And do the same thing also here. The 1/2 inch is for to take care of the shoulder part, 17.5. So this is it. Okay, and so I'm going to have 10 inches here for my armhole. That's the armhole is 20, so divided by 2 is going to be 10. So 10 inches here. Then I'll place it at where the shoulder ends also and mark the same 10 inches. So I'm drawing my armhole shape. We are going to come down here for shoulder slope 1 inch, and then from where I mark the 1 inch, I'm going to divide the armhole into 2. So 9, that's going to be 4.5. Then I'll go in 1/2 inch, and I'm going to join that one also. So this is going to be for front armhole, this is going to be for back armhole. I'm going to slope the neck width. Okay, and then I'm going to place my measurement on it. And so the bust 48, this one we are not going to make it a very tight dress, so the bust is 47, but I'm making it 48. So it's going to be 12 here. 48 divided by 4 is going to be 12. Then I'm going to add 1 inch for ease, so 13. Then I'll add 2 inches for sewing allowance here. So I'll place the same thing here, 15 here. Then I'll come to the waist. The waist is 40, and so 40 divided by 4 is going to be 10. I'm going to add 1 for ease, and then 2 inches for sewing allowance. So that's going to be 13. And then from here, I'm going to measure hip. That is, waist to hip is going to be 9. So I'm going to have 9. And I'm going to place the same measurement at the hip, because I use the hip measurement for 8. I'm going to place it also here, the same thing, 15. Now, you can see I didn't give it a dart. Yes, I don't intend to give this dress a dart. So if you want that, you can add that to it. But I'm not giving it a dart. So I'll just take it here. Then join it this way. Okay, so I'm going to use this to mark it straight to the down. I'm going to cut it through. I'm going to also get the armhole, the front armhole on this. I'll just use my eyes to gauge it and then cut it. But you can also decide to do the same thing, mark it here, and that'll be okay. Okay, and so that is it. So the next thing to do is I'm going to place this on lining and cut the same thing for the lining. But just that the lining, I will reduce the length, because at the end of the day I'm going to pull this up by 2 inches. So it's going to be like this. Okay, so I'll do that and show it to you. So I'm going to use this to cut my sleeve. So the sleeve, the armhole of the dress is 20. So 20, we divide it into 2, and that's going to be 10. Then I will add 2 inches to 8, and that's going to be 12. So I'm going to fold this to 12. So meaning each sleeve I need 24 width for it. I'm going to determine the length. The length of my sleeve is going to be 23 plus 1 inch for sewing allowance. That's going to be 24. And so with 24, I'm not going to make it exactly 24, because at the end of the day I'm going to add some of the fabric to it. And so instead of cutting 24, I'm going to add about 5 inches of the fabric or 4 inches to it. So I'm going to reduce it by 5 inches. So I'm going to cut 19. So instead of 24, I'll cut 90. Okay, so I'll cut 20 here. I'm going to draw my armhole curve. So I'm going to measure 4 inches here for the armhole curve of 4.5. Yes, 0.5 for 4 inches. And I'm going to draw it. This, I'm not going to create any front armhole or whatever. I'm just going to cut it like that. And then I'll come to the sleeve. I'll come to the wrist side. Now the wrist side, I'm just going to reduce a little on it. I will also gather, but I don't want it plenty like what I have here. So I'm just going to take a little from it. So I have I'm going to take like 3 inches from it. So 3 inches is going to be here. And then let me see what I have here. It's going to be 22 at the end of the day. 22. And my waist is 9. So 22, 29 is okay. When I gather, it will be fine. I'm going to draw this one well. Okay. Okay, so here is it. Okay, so I have this one that I'm going to use it for the sleeve ends. Okay, so I'm going to divide it into 2. Okay, so this is what I'm going to do. When I pick one, you see, I'm going to fold it this way. See, this side will go in, this side will come out. You see, and then I'm going to push this one in, sew it in. So I'll fold this here 1/2 inch. Okay, this way. Then I'm going to attach it to it this way. You see, so push it in, and then this one will come on top, and then sew it all through. I hope you get what I'm trying to do. So that's how I am going to fix it in. Okay, so I have some excess here, and so what I'm going to do is just pleat a little bit here and then sew it on top so that it will be equal. I'll do it for both. Okay, so I'll do that and then we'll continue.